And now it's time for Tech Tuesday, featuring advice you want to hear from the man that has true passion for his job. Do you want it done right, or do you want it done right now? Other technicians can't wait to ask him a question. He's not your mom. He's the star of Tech Tuesday, Chuck Metz.
Here, or I'm here, or I'm here, or I'm here, or I'm here.
Would you stop dancing around? We're trying to get set up.
Oh, okay.
We're actually standing this week. Hey guys, good to see you. Welcome to another Tech Tuesday. I told you we'll do as many as we can when we can. Right now, we can. So
we can.
It's good to see you. Thanks for taking the time.
Good to see you guys.
I'm sorry too for last week. I said something to you before we were trying to get set up. I wanted to make a nice casual atmosphere in between the cars. We had lights on the back wall, and I said, man, I'm looking on the camera. I said, man, those lights, a little bit of a glare. And he goes, oh no, it's fine. But actually in the footage, you got everybody commented last week. Hey, Rick, I couldn't see you. But if you listened to us, I thought last week we had a great conversation, a lot of good stuff that you guys sent in.
And it's not like we didn't try. We turned the lights out and everything, but then it was too dark.
I mean, that's the difficulty we go through trying to set up and actually do a show for you guys and want to present it as best we possibly can. So
one quick thing, this ain't Studio B.
No, this is
a shop.
This is a shop, that's right.
So getting the right shot is kind of...
I want to start tonight's show following up and actually showing you as best we can one of the questions, someone trying to shortcut a way of putting in the additional, and actually today we have all C8 questions too, putting in a shortcut way to add the 2 additional quarts of transmission fluid to your C8 DCT. And you talked about it, you talked about angles, and people saying 13 degrees. Actually, I think it's actually steeper than that to do it.
Probably.
If you're going to do it on your own, which makes it even more dangerous. That's what I want to show you, or have you show the audience. If
Absolutely.
You would. Yeah, I'm going to, it's just my car, I can set that on the car there. That's
well,
fine.
I mean, first of all, are we doing this now? Yeah, you want me to show it with your car, and no, it's not happening.
No.
Because it's too dangerous.
Well, number one, it's improper use of a lift.
Correct.
Using these lifts to do that would be improper and unsafe. And that's what I wanted to stress to the audience. There's a lot of guys out there. What's your famous words? Your famous saying?
Yeah, you want it done right, or you want it done right now?
Yeah, and there's guys that'll use a floor jack. And I said, well, here, Chuck, let's show the audience how steep it actually is and how dangerous it is. And you said, oh no, I'm not putting your car in a floor jack at that angle.
Oh, not on a floor jack in a center spot where the car's teetering?
Yeah,
no.
No, very dangerous.
Yeah,
and that's the point we wanted to make tonight.
Absolutely.
So show the folks the little art project you did.
Well, like I said, you wanted me to do it with your car, and I'm like, not happening. So I have these tuba tins that I use to get up on the alignment rack with. Okay. And as you can see, this is anywhere between 13 and 15 degree angle with the wood, and I throw the box on there to make it show you more what's going on.
Right.
And I don't think that's high enough to get the 2 extra liters of transmission fluid in. And what you have to realize is, once you have the car at this kind of angle, you have to take the left rear wheel off the car.
Right.
You've got to reach from outside the car into almost midway of the car to get to the drain plug.
Right.
To get it out.
Hopefully you don't drop it.
Yeah, because everybody knows if you've been underneath a C8, they're closed in.
Right.
So if you drop that drain plug, you got your 2 extra liters of 2 liters of fluid in, your drain plug's rolling around in the closeout pan. What do you do now?
Right.
You can't let it down to get the drain plug, all fluid run back out.
Well, plus 2, isn't there something too, you're talking about having the engine running, so part of the fluid is...
Yeah, because when we do the DTC filter, we have to put it on the rack, raise it up, and run it through all the gears for at least 2 to 3 minutes. That disperses all the transmission fluid up into the clutch packs and fills the transmission. Then, in less than 5 to 10 minutes, they want you to take the plug out, add to whatever it needs to fill it back up, put the plug back in.
Yeah, because part of the service is a top off of the fluid.
Correct.
Right.
That's right.
And that's why you can't, from that point, unless you're doing this severity of an angle, which is totally incorrect and unsafe.
To me, it's dangerous.
Right.
This is dangerous enough. If you're doing it with, unless you got 2 floor jacks, if guys are doing this with 1 floor jack in the center of the car,
right,
God be with you. That's all I got to say.
And that's exactly why I wanted to just follow that up last week. I don't think that because we didn't show the severity of an angle and letting people understand that, yes, we do it the way per GM, but if you do it on the shortcut, number one, it's wrong. Number two, there's a lot of risk involved, and it's extremely dangerous.
Absolutely.
You even said, even if you had, now, a lot of folks don't have this set up, but if they had a rack and you actually tilted this to the degree that you needed to get the fluid in there to try to do that, you said that the car would actually be slipping on the rack.
Yeah, more than likely.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So, well, I appreciate you doing that. I mean, again, we love to educate the audience, but really the more I was thinking about it from last week, not seeing it and understanding it, how severe that is and how dangerous that is. Guys, don't shortcut this, especially those of you doing it at home. They're using just one little jack. It's like, no, man.
Okay, but I'm not going to do it.
And there'll be guys out there, oh, I did it, my buddy did it, and it's no problem. Okay, good for you. What we try to share with this channel is the way that Chevrolet instructs him to do it, the right way to do things, so you guys are safe and you are properly informed, and we do all we can in that regard.
It never is a problem.
Right.
Until it's a problem.
I got to write that down. Another Chuckism.
Right.
I don't have a shirt big enough for all these Chuckisms, so we got to get one made eventually. All right, thanks again for the emails, guys. Email address is up on the screen. If you want to send in something for Tech Tuesday, as I said, today it's kind of the marketplace. People waiting so long for cars. It is all C8 today. Rick and Chuck, I love the vlogs. I watch all the time. I got a 22 HTC that I waited 11 months for and drove it home, had just 2 miles on it. It sits in the garage. I really don't drive that much. Right now I have 172 miles on the car. I've not even gone over 55 miles an hour, and I've not even launched it yet. It's been babied. And Rick, I know you drive your damn thing all the time. Well, I went to start it today and show a friend. I had it running for about 10 seconds, turned it off, and then about 30 minutes later, I got an OnStar email. All was green, everything was good. 2 minutes later, I got another email, and I had a check engine light warning on the car. So I went back out to start the car again, and I noticed the check engine light was on. It was just on. It wasn't blinking. Goes into drive in reverse, no problem. Seems normal. I keep a trickle charger on it all the time. I have no issues. Chuck, is there anything I can do to fix this without taking it to the dealership? It is 172 miles only on the car, and I am in Utah, and it is wintertime right now. Thank you for your help, Brent. And before you answer that, he says, guys, I want to follow up with the check engine light. He goes, I actually did get a hold of OnStar, and I talked to a tech person. I asked them to send me the vehicle diagnostic report, and they did. It says there's an issue that's been detected with the air induction system, which monitors and controls the air intake to the engine. Diagnostic code is P00FF. You're familiar with that?
Well, yeah, we looked this up, and we've talked about it forever, guys. These cars are more computer than they are mechanical. So this POFF is a code that was sent from the body control module to the engine control module to say that there's a problem in the subsystem that there's not a light for. That could be transmission, chassis control. They're just all the systems in the car that, I mean, if they put a light or a warning for every module in the car, your dash would be humongous. So
let me get off that for a second too. Kind of goes back to what we talked about numerous times on previous Tech Tuesdays for C7. Guys would get into their car, service this, check this, do that. And the first thing we would say is check your battery.
Correct.
Because through that module, there wasn't enough power. You were getting all these false codes.
Not enough voltage.
Yeah, and everyone was chasing the rabbit in the hole. Yeah. Wasn't actually getting to the direct problem. But check your battery first.
Yeah.
Doesn't look like it's going to be an issue. He says he just didn't want to get into the situation where he's got to have a transmission replaced, and I don't think that's the case. Because like I said early, he might have caused his own problem. Like I said early, I wanted to show my friend the car and the exhaust. I had the cover on it. I took the cover off, and I put the cover on top of the trunk. And the HTCs, I don't know if you guys can see it on camera there, there's that little vent there just adjacent to the trunk. So you put that on there, and he's thinking that he actually, because that sucks air in, he actually probably caused that code.
Very well could have.
And he has another question for you. So I think you're right on that. Kind of a weird situation, but that's how we learn. Got another question for you. He says, could he have disconnected the battery for a few minutes to clear the code?
On this new Global B platform, I don't know if that's necessarily possible, possibly, but my only concern is, like I said, this POOFF
right.
is a sub code from one of the other systems. So that's just alerting you that there's a problem somewhere. And if you clear the code and it don't come back, then you're never going to know what happened to the car.
What path it's coming from.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, I mean, it's possible, but I don't know. I'd probably wait and see if I had any more issues with the car to where you have to take it to the dealer, because once you clear that code, then you clear all the history with it, and then the car has to act up again before we can diagnose it.
And that's usually a last resort, you know.
Right.
If you're in a situation where you're out somewhere and you're trying to just try something to get the car moving, disconnect the battery, kind of reset the thing, that's kind of a last resort. So
Yeah.
yeah.
GM's really gotten away from us disconnecting the batteries for that reason. So
There's so many more computers on this car, it's ridiculous.
well, yeah, because if you are going to disconnect the battery, always remember, black off first, black on last.
Yeah, oh yeah. We've
Because
covered that
if
a
you
couple of times.
disconnect the battery and arc one of the modules and kill it,
Oh my gosh.
that's bad.
Right. Good
So,
point, man.
yeah.
Thank you. Good point. All right, good reminders for he and I and for you guys. Thanks for watching. What you got?
All right, this one comes from John. It says, "Hi, Rick and Chuck. I finally purchased a 2023 C8 Corvette with 2LT trim and a Z51 performance package with ceramic, matrix gray, metallic color. Absolutely love the car. Continues to amaze me in terms of performance and luxury every time I drive it. He's on a waiting list for a Z06. Good luck. Hopefully
luck.
you'll get it.
Right.
Yeah, he's had some high performance driving education, this, that, and the other. His question is, the reflection that shows up on the PDR video on sunny days, see the pictures at the bottom, what can be done to reduce or eliminate the reflection? I've heard that using a non-ammonia based window cleaner will help. Is Chevrolet doing anything to address this? They could relocate the PDR camera, change the angle, or install filter. I don't know that they're doing anything about it.
No, they're not going to.
No, my only suggestion would be to maybe get a rubber mat that you could just throw up on there, or a towel. Well,
right.
a towel might slide around. If you had a thin piece of foam rubber,
Sure.
you could just throw up on there to cut the glare down, might help.
Yeah, I did read his email. I do appreciate that. Is this John from? John from Waukesha, Wisconsin. He also
Yes.
appreciated the fact that I shared real experiences with you guys and my mistakes that we do on track, and that's how we all learn on the channel together. So I really do appreciate you watching and engaging in those situations.
Absolutely.
And actually, the pictures he sent about his dash was a black dash. So only imagine if you had the natural dash. It would be worse.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it would be worse. Go ahead, buddy.
All right, this one comes from Alan. It says, "I love your channel because it offers a wide variety of quality of content on the beloved C8 Corvette. Thank you for the effort and time that you put in. I have a Tech Tuesday question for you. I'm planning on using my C8 Corvette for both track bi-monthly and street on a regular basis. Now, I've heard track alignment is not cheap. He's got 400 or so in here. I was considering having it done and leaving my car in track alignment. However, concerned the excessive tire wear. Do you have recommendations? Are you aware of alignments that somewhat in between the track and street that reduces the understeer but does not create excessive tire wear?" You are correct. Any alignment on a C8, whether track, any alignment is going to be expensive. Especially if you have a Z51, because on the Z51s they put the closeout panels, the brake ducts and everything, and it actually covers up all the adjusters. So before you can align the car, you have to put it on a rack and take all that stuff back off before you can even get to the adjusters.
Okay.
Which, one, makes it expensive. Number two, doing a track alignment and switching back and forth, yes, it could get very pricey.
And sometimes it's hard to get it back into the exact spec, isn't it?
Correct. We had a gentleman that come in, we did a track alignment on it, he went to the track and come back and said, okay, put it back to the factory now. We could never get it back to the factory. He swore that he didn't hit nothing on the track or went off-road on the track, but I tell people all the time, you can tell me whatever you want, your car's going to tell me the truth.
Right.
By us not being able to get it back in the factory specs, he obviously dropped it off the asphalt or done something to tweak the car.
I think he later admitted that he did. He
Yeah.
went off track and hit a hole or something like that. Yeah.
So-
Torque that front wheel. Right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's tough too because driving around in the street on track alignment is going to wear out the tires, but
Absolutely.
I don't think you're going to like the way the car handles for just street driving
No.
in that manner. So, and I guess we've talked about it before, and we're coming up on to new season. We'll talk more about tracking because I'm trying to get more into it. Track alignment, I think personally for me, because I'm not doing competition type driving, and I know that I would get better handling out of my car if I had you switch it. I don't want to go through the hassle and expense to switch it back and forth, back and forth. I think for the high-speed tracks, he's in Sacramento. I don't know if he goes to Willow Springs or anything like that.
Yeah.
If you're not doing competition driving, I guess you have to really weigh in for yourself what you're trying to get out of your sessions and what you're trying to get out of your car. Yes, the track alignment is going to make the car perform a heck of a lot better.
Sure.
You just really have to evaluate your particular situation, I think, is more important. And the message I want to give to everybody, just not to the gentleman that emailed us.
Correct.
All right, I'll let you do, I know you got two, I'll let you do one, and I got one, and then we'll get it wrapped up and show off some good-looking cars and the beautiful ride segment still to come.
This one comes from Scott in Pennsylvania. Says, I have a 22 C8 HTC, 3,200 miles, radio off. I've noticed a constant engine ticking. Is it in an exhaust manifold leak, cam, valve, injector, or do I want to remove the engine cover to investigate? I don't want to remove the engine cover while it's under warranty. Lots of online chatter, the issue. Appreciate both of your professional opinions. I don't know what kind of online chatter you're hearing. The only thing I do know about these cars is because the motor's now behind us, we can hear a little better than we could with it in front of us.
Right.
And these things have direct fuel injectors and a high pressure fuel pump in them that's going over, anywhere from 28 to 35,000 PSI supplying those direct injectors. So that's probably the ticking noise you're hearing because it's actually a camshaft driven fuel pump. So
I hear stuff in my car.
Sure.
I mean, it's minimal. I hear it. When you first hear it, it kind of freaks you out, but then you realize that's just a characteristic of the engine, and it don't bother me.
No, with no lights or no other issues, I probably wouldn't even worry about it.
Right, I agree. All right, here's one from Dale Miller. He is a newer viewer to the channel. Welcome, appreciate that very much. Love watching you and Chuck. I found the channel back in August, right after I placed my order for the C8. I find the channel very helpful and use some of your suggestions to update my order. Well, congratulations. His order actually was accepted in the November order cycle, so I know, just like mine was, you don't have your car yet. So it'll be coming soon, though. That's good. At least you're accepted. 3,000 status, that's a good thing. My question is about paint protection film and ceramic coating. Actually, that was one of our top 22 videos of last year that we featured on Sunday's Coffee with Conti. Now, my question is about the PPF and the ceramic coating. I noticed that you did both, Rick, on your car, and yes, I did. Do you remove the PPF, do ceramic coating, then put the PPF on? I understand the PPF is hard time adhering to the ceramic coating. That is correct. You got a red mist coupe on the way that you're going to use as a daily driver, and you're exactly right. Wherever, and I'm going to redo all this on my new spec that we haven't revealed yet when it comes in, so wherever you're going to do PPF, do that first. I would have it paint corrected, do PPF first, then do the ceramic coating on the rest of the car. They make a coating that you can put on top of the PPF to give it a nice sheen and also protect that as well. But don't ceramic coat and then PPF over top of it. That's a disaster, especially if you ever had to remove that. Number one, it's not going to be a good adhesion. It's not going to perform well. So no, don't do that. So do the PPF first, and then everything else, do ceramic coating, then maybe coat on top of that over there. Sometimes they call it OptiCoat and some other things, depending on the product that you're using, that'll, again, make that look really, really nice on the car, and that's exactly what you want.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
All right, buddy.
All right, this one comes from Jerry. Says, love Tech Tuesday, looking forward to it every week. I watch every one of your videos, and they are always informative, entertaining. Chuck is a classic. Thank you. Says, I own a 23...
You just love that, don't you? I mean, you got, what are you guys doing to him? Okay, all right. Wait, I'm sorry, continue.
Yeah. Says, I own a 23 C8 coupe, and I have a ticking noise coming from the engine behind my head when driving at low speeds and high RPM.
Did we just have this?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what
I have about 2,000 miles on the car. Some say it's a dreaded lifter pushrod issue. If it was the dreaded lifter pushrod issue, you'd have a check engine light on and the car wouldn't run.
Right.
I am told not to worry. It is the high pressure fuel system for the direct injection, more than likely. I do not have any smoke, performance issues when driving the car. The car runs great with no issues at all, no hesitation, no jerking, etc. Also, I can open the front with the fob. Is this a program?
You cannot open it.
The front?
Yeah, the front trunk with the key fob. You can't open it. Is it a programming issue?
Well, I don't know if you had the update done, because now you have to hit it once, let off, and then hold it. Not just hit it again. Yeah.
Sometime in the middle of 2020 they did that because
Correct.
guys like me keep their key fob in the back of their pocket, sitting on it. Inadvertently, you'd be opening it up, or people had stuff in there and was popping it open accidentally while you're driving and turning. So yes, you push it. It still says 2 times on your key fob, but you push it once, let go, and then hold it down again a second time for 3 seconds, and it'll open up the front trunk. Try that. That happens. Oh, we get that question a lot. Happens all the time.
Well, and when they redid the updated programming for it, I had all my customers come back and say, oh, now you did the program, my front won't open. What'd you do? Well, okay, you got to push it and then push it again and hold it.
No, I'm glad you asked the question because not only you will benefit from that one this week.
Absolutely.
Appreciate that. Continue to send in those questions, how to use stuff on the car, whatever the case may be. It is Tech Tuesday, as many Tuesdays as we can with Chuck and myself. And when we get done doing all the questions, we like to show off some cool looking cars. These are your beautiful rides. Thanks again, you guys.
And I didn't understand that you were the one, and I can't wait to see you Hindsight is fleeting, when your heart's bleeding, and all you can see is red. Till you discover it is within each other to forgive and make amends. If I had known then, or what I know now, I wouldn't have said what I said. I took the long road, thought I'd be better on my own. Sometimes what's right is wrong instead, 'cause I was too young, and I didn't understand that you were the one, and I can't wait to see you again. Oh, I can't wait, I can't wait, I can't wait, 'cause I was too young, and I didn't understand that you